The power's gone, and the silence in the house was deafening. My plan to get fuel for the van and the truck just got significantly more difficult. Now the plans have got significantly more complicated. I need to get the generator over to the gas station. I need gas for the generator to hook it up to the gas station to be able to pump gas. It was going to be a long day. And it isn't helping that the undead's numbers are growing more and more every time I venture outside of my house. I can fight off maybe 3 or 4 at a time, but these are growing into small hordes. I knew that this car park was my best chance of siphoning any gas, but I needed to move this crowd of zombies away. I knew it was risky, but trying to get the attention of the smaller groups and growing the horde so I could move it away from the car park seemed to be the only logical thing to do, but I was risking a lot here. All I had to do was keep a cool head, keep moving, and find a place to lose them. Feels like they're more persistent than they have ever been before. Maybe as their numbers rise, their food source dwindles. Finally, I'd gotten away though. My plan now was to loop back to the main road by jumping over a fence. That one was a mistake, so I quickly returned over and tried to get to the second house and see if that was any better. I was nervous. I was trying to summon the courage to run across the street, see if there was a fence on the other side, and make my way back when a car alarm. It started to draw the local zombies to it, and maybe it might draw the small horde that was chasing me. I decided now was my chance. I headed back in the same direction that I came from, hoping this time that the path was clear. And it was. My plan had worked and the car park was essentially empty. The van was locked, so I decided to siphon instead. Once I got what I needed, I started to head home. But on the way, I had noticed the shutter at the back of the grocery store was still closed. Knowing that I was planning a raid here soon, I decided to open it up and leave. By the time I got home, it was pretty late, so I just decided to turn in. The next morning, fog set over the town. I could barely see around me. I headed to the vehicles to see if it would clear up so I could leave, but there was no chance I could do it. I decided to turn around and head home. Rather than waste the morning, I decided to increase my carpentry skills by disassembling doors and tables. It helped the time pass. By mid-afternoon, the fog had finally cleared. I'd definitely drawn some attention my way, so I went out the back and cleared out the problem. I decided it made more sense to fuel up the truck first, then go back, siphon some more fuel, grab the generator, and head towards the gas station. I couldn't carry the generator that far, it was too heavy. Doing it this way could guarantee that I could get it and myself over there safely. After fueling up the truck, I decided now was the best time to grab the generator and pack it up. Now, finally, I was ready to head out. But it was starting to get pretty late, so I decided it was best to sleep and go first thing in the morning. The weather was awful, but I was still so excited. Today was the big day. This could change a lot. My whole goal here is to survive for as long as possible, and having a working vehicle can really, really change that. After a quick check, I got in, put the key in the ignition, and the truck rumbled to life. Driving through the town with the noise of the truck had drawn some attention. So I tried to draw as many of the undead away from the gas station as possible. And once I had finally felt that I had cut the numbers down enough and moved enough people away, I returned back to the gas station. Unfortunately, the numbers were still pretty high, so I had to abandon it by the gas station and run. I drew most of them into the field at the back and lost sight of most. I took out the remaining stragglers and then headed back to see how bad the situation was. It was still pretty bad. So the only thing that I could do now was try again. Get their attention, lose sight of them, get them in a different direction, and turn around and come back. See what happens. This time, the attention thing worked really, really well. Losing them was kind of coming across a little bit harder. So I decided I'd do what I did last time, which was go across the street, find something to hide behind, and loop back around, and see if that would work. It worked the first time, right? It worked again. So I headed to my truck, grabbed the generator, and hooked it up to one of the pumps. After dealing with one or two stragglers, of course. Before I could do much more, there was a few more undead in the car park that I thought it was safer to get rid of than to keep them around. It didn't help as well that my hunger was growing. But I was by the gas station, so there was a food source there. So I handled what I had to do, broke the window, helped one zombie out, and got inside. I grabbed as much snacks and drinks as I possibly could. I was very skilled at this because I usually do this on a Friday evening on the way home from work, so you know what I'm saying. We've all been there. After eating a fistful of gummy bears and smoking a cigarette, I decided to get back to the task at hand. Get this generator working. I added fuel straight away. And was about to grab all the cans when I realized that there's a few zombies nearby that probably would be better to get rid of before I'm kind of exposed, so naturally I just had to handle some business real quick. Back to the matter at hand. I turned on the generator, grabbed the cans, and filled up. Things were starting to feel a lot better. I felt like my chances of survival had just gone through the roof. Once I finished up, I turned off the generator, left it there, took the few cans, and headed back to my base, the fire station. Just like last time, I knew that the noise of the truck was going to draw a horde behind me, but I also knew that they'd destroy my base if I wasn't careful. So I parked the car far to the side of the building, jumped out, and guided them all the way to the back where the fences were. I was really tired at this point, so I was hoping that I could make this jump over the fence without any issues. I was fine. I knew if I was to take control of my base again, I was going to have to kill every one of those zombies. I decided that to do it tonight would be stupid. I should get some rest and get on it first thing in the morning. Tomorrow, I'm going to take back my base. Then, I'm going to have to figure out a way to secure it.